So I have deleted all the comments from here, and we talk about this import to import the Flutter material dart to use the material design in our application. And this is our main method. It has the run app method which accepts the widget in here, and that widget which we pass in here becomes the root of our project. Like this my app widgets or material app becomes the root of our widget tree. Like first we have this widget, and then this home page return the scaffold like this. I remove the stateful widget from here just because we are going to learn the other widgets of Flutter. So that was our material app. To use material design in here, that's the title. Again, same theme data, primary switch equal to blue, like the app bar color will be set to blue. And also to remove this debug banner from here, in the Flutter material app, here we have the debug show checked mode banner, set it to false, and hit Ctrl and S, open up your emulator, and it's removed. So that's our material app, and in the home we are returning the home page stateless widget, and it has the build, and it returns the scaffold and app bar. So in the app bar we are doing nothing for now. First of all, now we are going to learn the widgets row and column of Flutter. So what is row and column? They are obvious from their name. Like let me comment it out in here. We are going to learn the row and column. They are obvious from their name. The row is to align the widgets or the content on the UI horizontally, and the column is used to align the contents or the widgets of the UI vertically. So that's all the rows and columns, and that's how they can be used. And here remove the center from here and put a column in here. So we can create a column in Flutter just like this. And also for making it more clear, let's also put the title of app bar like row and column. And next this column accept the list of widgets like as we had in the dart. On the right bottom corner we had the documentation. Now when I hover this children, you can see this accept the list of widgets. So this will build the widgets vertically on our UI. So first of all, our UI looks something like this. When you Ctrl S, hot reload and open up your emulator, our UI looks something like this. We have row and column in the app bar, and we have nothing on our UI. So first of all, in here in the column we have a widget text just like this one, and with this we have also a widget, the container. Inside the container we have the properties of width and height, and also the decoration. So the width and height accept the double value, like we can pass width 200 and height also 200. So the height and width of the container will be 200 and 200, and this decoration accepts the box decoration widget. And again inside this we have some properties like the border radius, color, border, blend mode, box shadow, gradient, image and shape. Like to change the shape, put the image on the container, change its color and border radius. And also in the container we have some properties like color, clip behavior, margin, child, padding, alignment constants, foreground, decoration, and some other properties like transform and transform alignment, which accept their appropriate widget which is shown in front of them, like color, clip, edge inserts, geometry and widget and all of that. So first of all, here we will put the color of the container, which accepts the color class. Inside the class we have different colors, like we can access the colors from this class by doing the colors and dot notation. So an intelligence will appear, and we have all of these colors in our colors class. So we will change our container color to red. And now when we Ctrl and S to hot reload and open up our emulator, so we got this container with 200 width and height. So again, if we minimize this, and again if we copy this container and paste it 2 more times, just like this. So we got these 3 containers inside the one column widget. And now when we again press Ctrl and S and open up our emulator, so we will get three containers aligned vertically, but there is no space right now between them. So for that, we have the properties of margin and padding inside the container. So the margin accepts edgeInserts class, which extends the edgeInserts geometry, and from this class we can access the .0 symmetric only, all, and also from LTRB and from window padding. So we are going to do the all from all sides, put the margin about 10, and it also accepts the double value as you can see in here, and the padding accept the same widget, like copy this and paste it in here. So the margin means the space outside the box or the container, and the padding means the space inside the box. So now when we press Ctrl and S hot reload and open up our emulator, so you can see we got some spacing around this container, but for the other two we didn't get any margin or padding outside or inside, just because we have to put these properties also in the other containers. So after putting the margin and padding properties inside the containers, again Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator. So you can see we got the space between them and that are aligned vertically. But in case if we reduce their size to 50 and reflect in all, just like this, so we have changed their height and width, and now when we change this column to row, and again Ctrl and S to hot reload and again open up the emulator, so we will get these containers aligned horizontally with some spaces between them. So you can see we got these three small containers on top left, and they are now aligned horizontally. So that's the difference between row and column. So now it's time to explore the properties of column, and then we will go for the row. So let's again change the row to column, and here we have some properties inside the column. The most used properties of column is cross-axis alignment and main axis alignment. So what that means? The only cross-axis alignment of a column is the horizontal alignment of the widgets inside the column like this, and the main axis alignment of a column is the vertical alignment of the widgets inside the column list of children. First of all, let's comment this cross-axis alignment. First of all, we are going to check the main axis alignment. So again, we have this main axis alignment, and from this main axis alignment we can access some values like space between, start, space around, center, center, space evenly, and some values which accept the list of main axis alignment values. So first of all, let's check it out, the space between. The space between means the max spacing between all these containers. So now let's make it space between, and main axis alignment of a column is vertical. So we will get one container on top and one in the mid and one at the bottom. So now press Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator to see the results. So we got this result on our UI. The space between means this, and next property of column main axis alignment is the space around. It's obvious from its name, the space around. Now press Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator. So we got some space around them, and the other property is space evenly, to put the even space between all these containers. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator to see the results. So we got the space evenly results just like this. And the other property is start, to put all these properties in the start. Now Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator. So we got all the widgets inside the container, inside the column in start, and with this we have the property of end, to align all these widgets of the column in the end. Ctrl S to hot reload and again open up the emulator. So you can see we got all the widgets of the column list aligned at the end. And we also have the property of center, to align all the widgets of the column list in the center. Ctrl S to hot reload, open up the emulator, and we got all the widgets aligned in the center. So that was the main axis alignment of column. Now let's comment this main axis alignment and uncomment this cross axis alignment. So the cross axis alignment of the column is horizontal, like the horizontal alignment of the column list widgets like these containers. So this cross-axis alignment accepts the cross-axis alignment. In the cross-axis alignment, we have the property of center. Now when we press Ctrl S and open up the emulator, so we got the widgets in here. That is because the column cannot take all the space horizontally. So that will remain in here. And the other property of the cross-axis alignment is start, which means the same, like it will remain at the start. And again, the end will also not work, just because again the column does not take all the available space horizontally. And next we have the property of stretch. Now when we Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator, so we have stretched our containers and that took all the horizontal space just like this. So that was the main properties of a column, and now let's go for the row. First of all, let's Ctrl S to hot reload and open up the emulator. So we got 3 containers aligned horizontally. Now the main axis alignment of row is horizontal alignment of the widgets inside the list childrens of the row. So first of all, we have the center. Now when you press Ctrl S, so all the widgets inside the row children list will be aligned horizontally in the center. Now open up the emulator to see the results. So you can see we got the widgets aligned in the center. And next we have the end property. To align it at the end, like it will become at the right corner. And the same we have the space evenly, space around, space between. So the space between means, as I said, one widget will be aligned at the most left and the other will be in the center and the third will be at the rightmost. But if there were 2 widgets, so that will be aligned on the corners like the leftmost and the rightmost. So that is the main axis alignment of row, and the same will be the cross axis alignment of the row. And when we open up the emulator, so we will get all the containers stretched vertically, just because now the cross axis alignment of a row widgets is vertical. So you can see we got 3 widgets stretched to the bottom just because that's the cross-axis alignment of the row. And also some other properties you can explore by yourself. So that was all about the row and column widget and their properties, and also we learned the container. And we will go in more depth for these widgets and the next sections of Flutter.